Good morning, Rogersville. Thanks for joining us once again on the Morning Waffle.
Morning.
Hey, if you go to K-ROGtv.com right now, you might be able to watch the Morning Waffle.
Holy
live.
Cats.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I tried to make it work.
I don't know. I would try to do that on my phone right now to test it and see if it worked, but that'd be a 10-minute long process because my brain's not working.
We might get some sort of hole in the universe, too, with like watching our own show or their own thing.
Our show, and if we put it on the TV and then a wormhole opens
across
up,
the streams.
Next thing you know, we're in some planet.
417.
We end up on a planet with like an alternative version of ourselves.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't that be trippy?
It'd be really interesting. We have to figure out what that might be like. That could be kind of interesting.
That would be weird,
it
man.
It would be weird, but
it's totally weird, man.
Yeah, but we've been doing a little bit of upgrades behind the scenes here a little bit. So if you're following K-ROG on Twitter or Facebook page, you're going to get a lot more Rogersville content on a regular basis. So we've kind of integrated some stuff to make sure that you got a good source for finding out everything that's going on in Rogersville and the Logan Rogersville School District and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? It's always been the goal.
It's always been the goal.
Is give a place for Rogersville to advertise their stuff and things.
Mm-hmm. Things and stuff.
Stuff and things.
I see you're wearing your PTA swag today.
I am a busy PTA mom and treasurer this week. It is on Saturday is the PTA pumpkin picnic from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the park. PTA pumpkin picnic. And it's going to be fun. And
it's at the park.
It's at the park.
This Saturday,
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
You can bring a picnic lunch, or you can buy a $5 picnic lunch from us. We're going to have free kettle corn. I'm trying to find apple cider right now.
Free kettle corn.
Free kettle corn.
Wow, not just your regular old popcorn.
Not just popcorn, kettle corn. I'm having what's poppin', pop us a bunch of kettle corn.
You having trouble finding apple cider?
Well, as in Amanda went to Sam's yesterday and they didn't have it yet.
Yeah.
So, and it's usually pretty expensive at the grocery store. Good morning, Beth.
Yep.
So, we need several gallons. So I got to be on the lookout for the apple cider. But so I'm going to try to get that. And it's going to be kind of cool that morning. So we were thinking about doing apple slushies, but now we're thinking like warm apple cider.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 45 degrees.
A chunk of cinnamon in there.
A little cinnamon. Yep. So that's kind of the plan. And then it's just going to be free games. And it's basically just come enjoy time with your kids.
Okay.
Play some games, let them play at the park, eat a sandwich, have a good time. That's it.
So
good old-fashioned family fun.
The lunch for purchase is a sandwich.
It's two little ham and cheese, or like meat and cheese sliders and chips, and I think a water. And then we've got kettle corn.
You putting those together? Or
we're putting them together.
Putting them together? Okay.
We ordered them last year, and I did the classic. We'd have less waste, and it would be cheaper and probably slightly better if we just made them.
Yep.
And, we're not going to do anything crazy with them, just deli meats and cheese. Because, they're kids. They're like, I don't want that.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want that. Good
It's
food.
a big vat of mac and cheese and just it's a big cauldron of mac and cheese.
And some nugs. Just throw chicken nuggets at them. I always said I'd never have picky kids. Ha!
Yeah, well.
I got one that's real picky, but that's okay. So that'll be fun. It'll be a fun event. So, and then today I'm doing some more PTA, and we're passing out the flyers for the pumpkin picnic at the school, and then I got to drop off the popcorn for the winners of the membership drive.
Yeah, it's
very PTA time.
You are busy today. It's you going to sell any houses while you're at it, or
hopefully we listed a new cute house in Sparta.
Yeah,
it's cutie.
Okay, well that's nifty.
Yep.
I'm not super busy today, so
that's good. I had a very busy day yesterday.
Going to do this. I'm going to go church and do my weekly teaching team duties there.
Nice.
I'm going to get a haircut because, it's getting out of hand.
It's out of control.
It's out of control, so it's
almost touching the tops of your ears.
I know, it's haircut day, so think about going down and shooting some shotguns.
Pew,
and then my oldest son, Peter.
Ooh, that's a good idea, Sharon. If I can't find cider, she's got a recipe for hot chocolate by the 5-gallon.
Well, there you go.
That's a good... Thank you. I may end up doing that direction. Good morning, Vicky.
Glad you're here, too.
Okay, so you're thinking about doing some pew-pewing.
Yeah, we may run down to Ozark Shooters and shoot some shotguns. We'll see. I got a little group that we go on every Tuesday when we feel like it.
Good.
Yeah, so
that's good.
And then Peter, my oldest son.
Yes.
He used my official Calendly scheduling link to get on my calendar this afternoon at 2:00. So we have a Zoom meeting. at 2:00. It's businessy. He's trying to start a business.
I was going to say, is it fun, or does he have like something to
confess?
It's always,
it's no,
is it like a business?
No. It's always fun. No, he's starting a business where he's out up in Kirksville, and he got to a point where he's like, I don't know what I don't know what to do with my hands. Let's get on Zoom.
Good morning, Tatiana.
And so that way he can log on to the State of Missouri website where you have to go register your business, answer all the questions.
Yes, I changed our address the other day.
Yeah, that's not a user-friendly website.
It's probably not the worst. It's not the best.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. But
I got it. I think I got the right address changed.
Yeah.
I think because I know I was looking at, you learn to stalk people when you're a realtor, right?
Okay.
You learn the different methods that you can use to do this and figure things out. And
lawyers have a few of those skills.
Yeah, when an LLC owns a property, you can go on the is it the Attorney General's page? No, Secretary of State's page, and you can look up some information about who owns the LLC, right? Because sometimes. Yeah, but it's...
you can look up who organized it and who is the registered agent.
And sometimes you can connect the dots.
Yeah, except when you look at one's iForm, guess who's both those people?
Who is it?
It's me.
It's me.
So you can't tell who owns LLC. If you want some secrets, have me form your LLC and no one will know who
No one will know.
So the only thing they'll know is where your registered business address is.
And then sometimes I found you can find some forms on there that have some signatures, and that gives you some clues. Anyway, so it's just investigating, right? And we do this all the time. Realtors do that all the time. So I was doing that, and it was because I'm not going to go into that. Never mind. But anyway, so these are some tools of the trade that you learn to use, throughout the process. And that's when I was trying to change my address because I realized our address was old, very old, someplace else.
I've discovered this is a futile thing I'm trying to do. I'm going to have more luck repealing the 16th Amendment.
Tatiana lenders also do that. Okay.
Which is my other
your side project
big, hairy, audacious goal is to repeal the 16th Amendment. That's a side project I'm working on right now.
For the viewers out there that don't know, what is the 16th Amendment?
16th Amendment is the amendment that was passed or finally ratified February 2nd of 1913. So understand this is a recent phenomenon.
It's been around, yeah.
Prior to that, it was unconstitutional for the national government to levy an income tax.
So Will's like, let's just change that.
Let's just change it back the way it used to be, so that there's no IRS, no federal income tax, none of that.
I was in Kansas City this weekend, and I saw the giant Federal Reserve building that I send my check to every year for taxes. I'm like, oh, that's where it goes.
Yeah,
that's where it goes.
So anyway, but I think I'm going to have more luck at that than I am. I'm trying to get my phone numbers, all of my phone numbers, off of the internet.
Oh, so people can't call you?
So people can't call me.
You're doing real grunkle about this right now, the calling thing.
There's no reason for it.
There is. Sometimes you have to call.
Well, and I acknowledge that. Occasionally, you do have to make a phone call. But
I think, okay, so the preferred method is text or email, right?
Yeah.
And so you just don't want people calling you all the time.
Well, I am firm center Gen X. That's me.
Yeah.
But there are some, like all of us, we have some tendencies or traits that may reflect other groups. Sure. And I did see one of the Zennials, the Gen Z crowd, that I totally am like, yeah. They're like, it was an article or something, and they basically said, among Gen Z folks, they kind of see phone calls as rude.
What?
Yeah, because it's like, I grabbed your face and said, "Talk to me now," and it's an imposition because it just interrupts them. And I
always start a call with, "Can you talk right now?"
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's right. I totally agree with that.
What?
It's very. I see it as kind of rude to just call out of the blue.
I had no idea that. I mean, because, so as I have to do this for my job all the time.
Oh, sure.
Because the stuff I can't text, I can't text some of the stuff. Some of it I do text a lot to clients, but I do have to call them a lot.
No, I get that. And, but I tend to agree with that. I'm like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
My phone rings. I don't like it. I don't want to answer the phone. And, you can text.
K-ROG poll for our loyal viewers.
That'd be great.
Right now.
Would you prefer someone text you or call you?
Call or text, or are calls? I had no idea people perceived it as rude. I assumed that it was slightly annoying, and so they just don't pick up.
Yeah. And I don't know that I see it as rude because I don't think people. I think rudeness almost has to be. I think there's an intentional component in rudeness.
Yeah,
like
I don't think anybody's trying to be rude.
I mean, I understand that there's people that are just rude by nature and they don't really recognize it, but and it's probably me. But
Heather prefers a call.
Okay, all right.
For call.
But I would, but you said you start your phone call with "Can you talk?" How about sending the? So Vicky, what's Vicky's say?
Baby boomer, and sometimes a call is better to explain short messages, not conversations.
Well, no, I agree. You can't have a conversation by. You kind of can. Here's one thing. There's a skill that I think people my age and older don't have, which is voice to text. And that's something I've started to do. Voice to text
is solid,
because a lot of times people, the reason they don't want to text, like, oh, I can't type it all out there. Man, Siri's she's getting on.
I
do a lot of text, like, hey, it'll go here. And bang, dogs and cats living together. But I could just go say, hey, tell Lauren I'm headed her way with some homemade roast beef.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you're going to like that text.
I'll be like, well, that's a good text.
Yeah. So
you can't tell emotions. That's true.
Emoticons. You just give them the little smiley and stuff.
Well, then they've become a whole... I don't read between the lines with the emojis.
Some of us can't tell emotions even if you're talking to us. It's just the way we are. So
androids. Well, I think it's a good point because communication has changed drastically over the past 15
And I would have never
years.
thought of a phone call as rude like before texting became ubiquitous. But now that we have this tool, I just think we should use it. It's
a good perspective. I always feel weird, like, because when I have to send paperwork, because a lot of people don't have the capacity to print large documents at their house, or even 5 pages, right? They don't want to, and so that's always the thing. I'm like, do you want me to print it and bring it to you, or do you? And they're always like, print it and bring it to me. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Sure. No, I get that. It's
World's
all good.
changed.
It has.
Speaking of the world changing,
yeah.
Unless there's someplace else you want to go with that.
No, I was just going to say one last little thing. I think part of the reason that I'm resistant to phone calls is because people will call me and then on the spot ask me a complicated legal question about their particular detailed situation with a bunch of nuances that they will always start the conversation with, hey, I have a quick legal question for you.
And it's not quick.
I got news.
And it's not easy.
If you have to come to a lawyer to ask your quick legal question, it's not a quick legal question. If it was a quick, it was not. If you're having to go to a lawyer to ask the question, it's not easy and it's not quick because Google would have taken care of that for you.
That's fair. And I mean, I can definitely see in your profession, because I mean, I remember my phone ringing, my dad,
Dang it.
the phone in the hallway, and someone would be like, because I don't think my dad answered the phone much for obvious reasons, and
exactly.
And then every once in a while, Mom would be like, "John, you're gonna have to take this one," and then Dad's face is like, "Ugh."
See, ask your dad. He's gonna testify for me here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dad still doesn't answer his phone. So,
boom.
There we
Shoot
go.
me a text.
Yep. That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Okay, the world has changed. We have a new food trend.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Did you look up pictures?
I did.
Butterboards.
Butterboards. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate the support.
Butterboards.
I think it sounds awesome.
I love butter. I love butter on butter on bread. Here's my catch on this one. Okay, for the viewers who have not been on the TikTok, I haven't been on TikTok.
I deleted TikTok because I think it's a Chinese spy device.
It is. I haven't been on TikTok, and I really have not been watching Reels either, except I watched a little bit last night. But anyway, because of the butter thing. So this became a TikTok trend, and it's a butterboard, which means it's the nouveau charcuterie, let's say.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And you take softened butter, and sage salt butter, that sounds good. You take softened butter, and you kind of spread it on artistically on, not like a butter statue, but let's just say little butter snow peaks. The whole thing is stupid. So you've got your softened butter, and you've made little peaks on your board.
You got a little scale model of Vail, Colorado out of butter.
Yes. And then, so it's your flattened butter, and then you sprinkle it with like some salt and some lemon zest and some radishes and some fresh herbs.
Sage salt
butter sounds delicious. So you sprinkle it with some things you would normally eat with butter and bread, right? Salt, herbs,
or
whatever.
Things you wouldn't.
Or, God forbid you just make compound butter. Isn't that what that's called?
Yeah, it is. Compound butter.
That's crazy. And then you display it on your table of things, and then people eat it with bread. And some of the videos I saw were literally the bread held and then swiped, not a knife.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, every time you do that, it's like when you butter toast and then you use your knife to cut the butter, there's toast debris on your butter stick now.
Toast debris.
So you're playing with your food.
That's right.
So you now have bread debris, not only in your butter, but my butter. Because that was the whole thing. It's not even double dipping. The butters are touching.
The butters. See, this doesn't bother me, Lauren. Because
it doesn't really bother me either. I just think it's funny.
Okay. Because I'm like, there's not a hygiene issue here. I'm not eating after anybody like the double dip trend. By the way, I'm watching through some old Seinfeld, and I saw the George at the wedding double dipping episode.
Yep. My argument on this is this. I keep softened butter on my counter all the time, right? I use it all the time. Some people tell you butter goes bad on the countertop. I've yet to have that happen.
Yep.
So, because I cook a lot, and when you cook a lot, you need softened butter around. So, butter is fat, basically. The texture is
delicious fat.
Odd when it's combined with things. When softened butter is combined with things that are cool, like a cold radish or a vegetable or whatever. I'm worried about texture issues with this.
Are you?
Because you get to I'm going to even use the term mouthfeel, one of those professional terms.
Sure.
I'm a little concerned.
Concerned about the mouthfeel.
The mouthfeel of certain accompaniments. Accompaniments? How do you say that?
Accoutrement
on the butter.
Okay.
I'm just saying. It seems weird.
I don't, all the chunky stuff you're talking about. I can see that, but
that's what they're putting on it.
Well, I mean, okay. Sure, but I think that if you just had, what I would like to do is like just the butter. But I mean, if you take like some barbecue on the butter, and then
you're taking it to a whole new level.
Oh, I know. Yeah, just different types of I know what would be good. Spiceology's umami.
Umami, that'd be good.
Umami would be good, and they've got a mushroom. Type of, if you've not been checking out Spiceology, it's pretty cool. They got just your basic. You could just get like garlic, which their garlic is amazing.
Yeah,
you get a jar of garlic from somewhere else.
Having a refined conversation this morning. Very premier. Very
get a little caviar in your butter down there and throw it on
caviar
there.
forever. I do like it. I like it.
But they've got if you get like a regular jar of garlic and a Spiceology jar of garlic, and you kind of check them both out.
Yeah.
The garlic from Spiceology is really strong. I mean, it's like a higher quality stuff. But they got regular spices, but they got spice blends. It's super fun. Greek Freak, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you can use a lot of stuff. But what if you did the same thing, but with cream cheese?
Well, okay, that's where my mind went. Because I have been doing this for years, right? Yeah. Cream cheese. Like you have the cream cheese and pepper jelly. And you have different... Another really good one is cream cheese with cocktail sauce with crab meat. That's a really good.
Delicious.
That's a delicious thing on a cracker. I don't know. My whole point why I think it's funny though is because I think the world's running out of content. I think there's so much crap going on and
new ideas.
So many social media. I'm going to go even deeper. This really stems back from I follow the NY Cooking Instagram page, which is the New York Times cooking page. And not because I follow the New York Times, but because this cooking page they have good recipes usually. And a lot of people are making fun of the videos and content they're producing right now because it's so stupidly simple.
It's just banal. 2
examples. A lady thought she was explaining to the world that you take the extra pie crust and roll it out and put cinnamon sugar on, bake it. She thought she was explaining that was a new thing. And everybody was like, lady, we've been doing that for 82 years. And then the most recent one was I want to say it was Turkey or a country like that. They said, in Turkey, we like to take plain yogurt and chips and dip and we're like, yes, ma'am, that's chips and dip. I don't know if you've tried FOD lately. That's better. And everybody was like, yes, we know how to dip chips and dip. So the point is have we producing so much content?
I think there's just a lot of lost wisdom, ancient wisdom in places like New York and California is where this is coming from.
Oh, we should have a massive buttercream cheese charcuterie with Spiceology next coffee at the post. Yes.
Let's do it.
We'll just cover the table.
Boom. Everybody bring a block of butter. and your favorite spice.
Your butter.
Bring your butter.
And then Barry chimes in and explains to me that charcuterie means without bread.
I'm not sure about that.
We're gonna see. And I don't want to question Barry.
I don't either.
But I'm curious too now. Does anybody French? Does a French person watch the show? Can they explain to us?
There's a French teacher at high school, and she's like real French.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, we need to know if that's. We need to figure that if that's true.
So anyway, and a lot of people had opinions about this as well. Yeah. We're all very curious.
Hey, you guys are blowing up our comment feed this morning. We really hit on something today.
At the end of the day, people just want to talk about food.
Yeah.
That's really it. They just want to be fed well, and they want to be around people they like. That's
and complain about people driving slow in the fast lane.
Yeah, that's the secret to life. Yeah. You better throw like religion and God there. But like food, people you like, religion, poor driving. That's all we want to talk about. That's it.
It really is.
Nothing else matters.
That's what this show is about. We're about food and bad drivers.
See, Kevin agrees.
I don't know. He's waving at us. I don't know if he agrees or.
I call that an agree.
You do?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all we want to talk about.
Well, you got to remember the comments are about 10, 30 seconds. Food is life. That's Kevin.
Yeah, my thing is if you're full and you're around people you like, life is good. You're happy. Yeah, you're happy. That's it. Yep. Life is good.
And you're warm and dry.
Warm and dry.
Warm and dry is good
you're rarely cold shivering, eating delicious food around people you like.
That's a good point. That's called camping.
Camping.
We're going to take away one thing we like.
Camping seems so much fun until you're actually camping. Yeah.
This seemed like a good idea at the time.
We had so much ambition. We brought some food and some games and some tents, and here we are setting up the tent, and everyone hates each other right now.
Camping.
Am I gonna get murdered in my tent tonight? Probably.
It's the closest I hope to ever come to camping is RV life.
Yeah, RVs make sense.
RVs. But we did the RV thing when we went to the shoot in
the rent RV.
We rented that was the way to do it, by the way. Okay, Vicky's got bringing some knowledge here. Charcuterie is a noun, cold cooked meats collectively. I think that's the English definition.
Charcuterie.
But I think Barry's point was that it's a French word, and when you look up the French interpretation, or what he learned back in the 1930s.
I mean,
I'm actually older than Barry. I can't remember. I'm older than him by a month.
It would make sense. I get Barry. I would say the origin of the charcuterie has to do with, hey, we don't have any bread right now. Let's put this meat and cheese on a plate. It makes sense.
Well, I did learn in culinary school that garde manger is the guard of the food guard. Garde manger.
Yeah.
And
somebody's got a guard.
So, but basically that meant the cooler, and so that was Beth's glamping right now.
She's glamping right now.
But so that's where your meats and your cold food, your meats and your cheeses, and so charcuterie comes out of garde manger. It's part of that.
At some point it's just a sandwich again.
But the reason that I kind of rejected the.
We know you mean glamping.
Yeah, glamping, whatever. She's tried twice. It's awesome. Autocorrect.
Dang it. Man.
Is the French word for bread is pain. P-A-I-N.
Yes.
Pain.
Yep. I believe that's what it is in Spanish too.
It would be like zena. I can't remember the word for zena. Whatever. Pan. I don't have any pan. Charcuterie is typically meats. Yeah, Americans say Lunchables. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
we're not just gonna have meat. We're gonna have it all.
Yeah, we're gonna have it all.
So there's all kinds of good stuff.
I like the Texas charcuterie, which is where they've just got big piles of smoked meat, ribs and pulled pork and brisket.
I had a good barbecue place in Kansas City. Q39 was tasty barbecue. Yeah. It was good. I will say Jesse's burnt ends were better than theirs, but their brisket was good and they had nice sides.
You got your Beth.
It's hard to get good sides at barbecue places, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I had some good food in Kansas
Smoked
City.
Mac and cheese.
Smoked mac and cheese is good. It's good. Yep. Because it's hard to do both. Barbecue takes a lot of time and skill, and
yes.
You can have okay barbecue. Yeah. Incredible barbecue. It's a deal.
It is a deal.
It's a thing.
But usually there's large gaps of free time in when you're
that's when you make the sides.
And that's when you make the sides.
Yes. That's when
but you've almost got to have 2 or 3 different devices. So you got the smoker that's going long term. You need the grill to work on your sides. Griddle will work on your sides.
Oh, the French definition, I believe. It is a French art of preparing and assembling a variety of meats.
I don't know. I think you're getting rejected here, Barry Retzloff. Our viewers are rejecting your definition.
I think I
unless he
understand
just
his point,
meant
though.
it as funny, because it was funny.
It could have been funny. Then I'm like, I'm going to be witty here and look up the French word for sandwich. Mm-hmm. Sandwich. Sandwich.
Yep.
Les sandwich.
In Mandarin, it's sandwich. Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have bona fide French people in my background.
Do you know?
Oh yeah. There's some Frenchies not far off. So I mean, I feel like
I did that ancestry DNA thing.
Yeah.
It's like those islands off the north side of Europe.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
All of you
over there.
There's a little bit of European, but I'm highly Anglo-Saxon, big time.
There's my mom's side. There's French, pretty close.
Yeah,
pretty close.
I think on my wife's side, there's some French and some German because her grandparents' name was Klaus.
Oh yeah,
of course. They spell it Clouse because we changed it to make it less German.
Well, there was a time where everybody wasn't very happy with the Germans.
That's true.
It's understandable why you might want to distance yourself from that crazy.
Yeah, well, there's also Brentlinger. That's pretty German. and apparently Lee, Lea, was they were French and changed it to a more anglicized type of last name. So she's French German.
Ours was Chastain.
English. Well, that's pretty French.
Mm-hmm. There's some Chastains, not far.
Yep. No.
In fact, the great grandma that made the pie, or my mom's great grandma, I think, that made the pies, was Sally Ollie Chastain. That was her name.
Well, there you go. Well, Worsham is English, and then I've got Galloway, Sharrow, and Ewing, and that's kind of Scotch-Irish.
Hutchison's Scottish. Don't I look Scottish?
Yep.
No.
My shins.
The shins are on fire. Go back 42 episodes and you'll see the shin episode.
That's right. That's the shins episode.
God, it may be 100 episodes now. I don't even know.
And we've been doing this a long time. We're well over 100 episodes because looks like we're like our 3rd year of doing the Morning Waffle.
Time is a weird thing.
It is, isn't it?
It's amazing how quickly it goes and how something becomes such a regular thing and you forget, like when your Facebook memories pop in, it's like, oh, that's one I shared 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And it felt
every Tuesday.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
And people still watch us.
People still watch.
It's unbelievable.
Like a lot of you. It's kind of awesome.
We love them. They're great.
But we are trying to put a little more, like we're not all video. So there's like shares from stuff now hitting the K-ROG pages. And so you should be able to.
I think it's good because, I mean, we unfortunately do not have a K-ROG is the hub of the information, right? One of the hubs.
It's our goal.
It's our goal.
We'd like it to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of those things where, we don't know everything that's going on, obviously, but we know a lot of it.
If you know something that's going on, we would love to know. Yeah, thanks, Steven. Yeah. That's awesome.
And, I mean, as always, people are welcome to come on and talk to us.
Absolutely. It's fun. Tell us about what you got going on.
It's surprisingly fun to do this.
Yeah, it really kind of is. I mean, it's not hard.
No, it's not hard.
And you probably have figured this out. Basically, been watching for a long time. I got here. We went on there, at 9:45?
I think so.
7:45?
7:49. It was 9:45, yeah.
At 7:40, I was pulling in the parking lot.
There is no preparation for this.
None.
Our brains just turn on and stuff starts coming out. Sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Usually.
But people who are guests, though, they'll tell you they're nervous at first, right? Because it is a little nervous at first. And then after that, once you start talking, you just kind of forget that it's all.
Because that's all we're doing. We're just talking.
Kevin, you should come talk.
Yeah, you can come and talk
to us about food.
Yep. That'd be awesome. That'd be fun.
Yes.
I think I need to have the Thompsons come back on. It's been over a year since they were on here, and people were chatting about them. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are. If people don't know who the Thompsons are, Cindy and John Thompson.
Thank you,
they are the happy walkers that you see along the highway in the morning with their bright shirts. And
I don't ever get to see them, but I appreciate the legend of them.
Yep. We did. Jack and I did a show one time and had them on as the guests, and we need to probably have them stop back in, maybe for a waffle and just.
Have a bit of a waffle time.
Have some waffle time. That would be fun. Well, thanks, Tatiana. I don't know if I already put that up there or not, but
that's just a neat thing that they do. That's a very unique thing.
Yep.
I just don't see that.
Anything we need to tell people about what's going on this weekend?
There's the PTA Pumpkin Picnic, and there's something at the park virtually every weekend in October.
Okay.
And I don't want to start rattling it off because I'll get dates and times wrong, but I know one of the classes is, thanks, Mike. I know one of the classes is doing a fundraiser. Beth Muncie's been working on that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be like a fall festival and I think spooky thing at night. What's that called? Like
Halloween?
I'm going to call it the Haunted Pavilion. Halloween. What's it called? It's a fundraiser for one of the classes, and that's going on. And then Farm and Harvest Festival is happening on the 22nd, and Rogersville Friends of the Park is doing pumpkin chunking at the Farm and Harvest Festival. That's fun. So I literally think there's something at the park every Saturday between now and November.
Hey, Mike, I texted you some pictures. And you never said anything about them, and that's okay. But
you're being publicly held accountable.
No, I just Mike, Sportsland, one of our sponsors that we love, and so I did a little modification to what I got from Mike on the truck, and I think there's a big opportunity here for Sportsland.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think this could be a real deal.
Think it's a thing?
I think it's a thing, and I wanted Mike's feedback. I want to talk to Mike about that because
Very
I
interesting.
think we got it. I think we're on.
Think you're on something.
I think I'm on to something here.
I think you've busted something open.
Yeah. Hey, Vicky, community garden, sweet potatoes. Yep.
Oh.
I
Mike,
hate you, Tatiana.
Mike, you should call Will, not text.
Bad Tatiana.
Oh my
I
goodness.
texted because I'm polite.
Did you say the community garden thing that she just said?
Yeah, I did. She got
pounds?
990 pounds. I didn't say it. It went up, and then the comments are blowing up.
Oh, my gosh.
But Kevin's got some good sweet potatoes. So we've made a connection here. Vicky, Kevin, you guys get together.
Sweet potatoes.
Make us some sweet potatoes. Sounds good.
Speaking of that, Thanksgiving's coming up.
Oh, and Vicky needs committee members. So
for the community garden.
There you go.
What a fulfilling project.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
Before we get out of here, I got a question. So I know we have the blessing box.
Yeah.
And I've seen about that. I'll just be honest. I don't know where it's at.
Okay,
I can
tell you about that.
I'd love to. Well, let's tell everybody about that if we can. Because you can just go put stuff in there, right?
Yes.
Just go put stuff in there.
I have done it. So
you just like go to the store, buy some non-perishable items, stick it in the blessing box. I want to do that, and I want to know more about how to do that.
It is right in front of Safe Haven. Safe Haven is catty corner from my office.
Thank you,
Millen
Kevin.
Center.
That's a great idea. Sweet potato waffle.
It is. It is right in front of Safe Haven. It is a metal box literally mounted on the front of the building.
Okay.
It opens. It is not locked. It says blessings box. Sometimes maybe I will buy something at Costco and get a bunch of it, and I just really don't care for it. Or maybe I've got extras of stuff, and I just take it over there. Mm-hmm. It's great. And it can be any sort of non-perishable food item.
Right. Okay? So canned vegetables would work?
Canned vegetables, canned meat. I think some of the primary things are like canned meat, like ravioli, pasta, that type of stuff, right?
Well, we're going to avoid like fresh fish.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put a mackerel in there. That
no.
would be a poor decision, for everyone involved. And then people come and get what they need. And I can tell you right now, there's people who are using that in our community every single day.
And I did hear a complaint that perhaps someone was maybe...
Well, there's kind of a character.
Okay.
So, I mean...
Take what you need.
Anyone who's
and leave what you can.
Yes. Anyone who has ever... A whole chicken in a can would be a possible thing. Those are weird, but they are a thing. Anyone who's ever helped at anything, I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter if it's rich, poor, middle, whatever.
Yeah.
There's always somebody who tries to screw it up. Right? Literally in everything you do, there's always that person that's like.
That's very true.
I know. There's always that person that's like, I just can't hang. I'm going to be a jerk. So, that is the case. And you always have to remember that's the one thing you can't let that prevent you from helping.
Thanks, Sharon. It's a good note. We appreciate that
you
too.
You can't I'm getting tickled. You can't let that prevent you from continuing to do good.
From doing good. That's right.
Yeah, you can't let the jerk screw it all up.
And I had this conversation with a friend of mine who's a very, very generous person. I mean, to the extent that probably spends 40 hours a week just like trying to help people and like finding people that are in need and then finding the resources to take care of what they need. I mean, it's like literally this is what he does all the time.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation because one of the things he says, I always try to make sure the people that we're helping, because there's a group that kind of supports him to do that.
Yeah.
That they're really in need and all that stuff. And I said, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that because I give him money on a regular basis. I appreciate that.
Research into this, yeah.
So all that is to say, he's a good guy. He's doing good. He's doing the right thing, and he's being a great steward with that. But I had a conversation one time because I think he brought it up, and I just said, I will give people $5.
Yeah.
I can keep $5 around, and if somebody's, and I you'll hate me because I know I'm part of the problem, but if they're asking on the road for $5, I'll give them $5 a lot of time. And he said, well, what if they, just use it to buy alcohol or all this? I said, you know what? That's on them.
Yeah.
That's on them. There's what got me was I was reading my Bible, and there's a verse in there that it just says, give to those who ask of you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say if they have proper motive, if you've made sure that they're going to do the right thing. Now, in my friend's instance, he's giving other people's money, so I think that's good that he's a good steward of that.
Kevin just asked for $5.
I'm giving you a meat slicer, Kevin. How about that?
I'm giving you the ability to make $5 in
I'm going to teach you to fish. Gonna have $5.
Oh, Kevin, you opened yourself up for that one.
Anyway, but I think that it's on them. So I would just it's personally it's $5. If they go blow it, they go blow it. And I'm sure that most of the people I've given $5 to have done something really stupid with it. But I'm following what I've been taught to follow. So that's just me.
It's a tricky thing.
I'm gonna have to go to the bank, aren't I? And get my $5.
I do
hit me up for $5 now.
And some people might vilify me for saying this. I do think Springfield has seemed to have attracted a lot of homeless, and I don't know if it's stemming from multiple things.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know why.
I know. I think I know, but it's a really hard. I mean, how there's just some people in society who are never going to be able to get it together. Well, and it's our job to take care of those people. I feel like
I agree, and this may be a sound weird, but before you yell at me, think about it.
Yeah. Is
it possible that that's not a bad life?
I think 100% there's plenty of it's where it's fully intentional.
This is kind of how I want to live.
I mean, you really have no responsibility to anybody.
I mean, you can look at that as I'll get a tent. I'll go hang out.
I mean, it's
camping.
It's camping. I mean, you don't really have any responsibility, right?
I mean, you can see people that would just go, you know what?
Nope. No, I've noped out. I don't want to do it anymore, and I want to live this way.
I'm not even trying to be disrespectful about that. I'm just saying maybe that's a valid choice. And
I think that's very likely, Will. I don't disagree with you at all.
The other side of that is there's plenty of people that have drug and alcohol addiction 100%. Problems, mental health issues, and we definitely need to try to take care of those people.
I think a large portion of our homeless population has something going on.
I think the only dispute about that is not that we should take care of these people. It's that how we should take care of these people.
Yeah.
And the methods for getting that done and the vehicles for getting that done. I think that's where the real controversy is. And the sad thing is when if I don't like your way, you start calling me names and saying I hate poor people because I don't agree with your way of taking care of them. I have my own way that I think they should be taken care of.
I mean, there's never any one way to solve a problem, and a lot when it's complicated.
I might disagree with that too.
And when it's really complicated, there's not just one solution that's going to fix it. You can't fix homelessness.
I will say that's eminently true, which I think would make my point where I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah.
However,
no, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, by golly, we've waffled another 45 minutes.
Well, I know, and all kinds of varying subjects.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging with us, folks. We appreciate all the feedback and all the comments. That makes it super fun.
If you make a butter board, post a picture of it.
Yeah, we'd love to see a picture of your butter board. Just put it in the comments here. Make a butter board. Post your comments. I got $5 for whoever makes the best butter board. How about that? There's your butter board.
Butter board contest, go.
We'll see you next week.
Bye everybody.